Hi, everybody. Welcome to Counseling 501, Ethics. And tonight we're going to discuss on our first forum the content that we see in informed consent form. So after reviewing an informed consent form from True North Christian Counseling, this consent form was about 3 pages long. I've looked at other ones that can differ from like 3 to 15, depending on what their company does and what their counseling services do. But this one specifically stated what their counseling services were about, and that they applied therapeutic and Christian principles to their counseling services, and that if you did not want that to be applied to your counseling services, that you may want to look for care somewhere else. Confidentiality, it definitely stated that they follow all the guidelines per HIPAA, and they have been endorsed by adequate organizations in order to carry out those practices. However, that those practices can be broken only if there is cause for potential harm to self or harm to another individual or society. Though that is when confidentiality can be broken. As far as the state of Florida is concerned, our state indicates that an informed consent form has to be signed every time a new treatment is presented to the patient. So they come for counseling, they have an informed consent form. They have to go to inpatient counseling, another consent form has to be signed in an inpatient facility. And whether or not information can be shared back between the counselor and the inpatient facility, and then the counselor, the inpatient facility, and the outpatient treatment facility. So there's specific guidelines and specific informed consents that have to be in place when you're dealing with therapeutic relationships and people's lives. The Code of Ethics pretty much lays out the basic rules and regulations that the informed consent that I saw followed proper guidelines as far as what the ACA Code of Ethics states. In Section A2, clients have the freedom to choose whether to enter into or remain in counseling relationship and need adequate information about the counseling process and the counselor. Counselors have an obligation to review in writing, verbally, with clients the rights and responsibilities of both counselors and clients. Informed consent is an ongoing part of the counseling process, and counselors appropriately document discussions of informed consent throughout the counseling relationship. Basically, ACA states that every step of the relationship, if something new changes or there needs to be an updated informed consent form, that needs to be signed and regulated by both the counselor and the client. What I learned is that there are a lot more rules and regulations when it comes to different types of therapy and when it comes to transferring patients from a formal setting to an inpatient setting to an outpatient setting back to a formal setting just between the counselor and so on and so forth. So my question to everybody, including the professor, Dr. Daniels, would be when it comes to confidentiality and the law between the Code of Ethics and our state laws, how do we know that what we state in our own individual consent forms is exactly what needs to be in there, or whether we need to add more information to that, or whether we need to shorten that informed consent form so that it doesn't feel like it's 20 pages long and people are like, why am I signing all these pages? What is a specific guideline to laying out in detail what an informed consent form would have? Hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.